Good evening, everybody. I hope you've had a lovely week and lovely weekend. I certainly did. I was with my family at the weekend, which was lovely. I also met up with some friends on a Friday lunchtime. It was pretty spontaneous, so that was lovely as well. I've also been getting together thoughts about courses and events that have been added to my website. And so if you wanted to connect with me and find out what's going on, you can do so through Lesley Carver, psychicmedium.com, or through my Facebook, which is Lesley Carver, Psychic Medium. So there are ways that you can connect to find out what's going on. I'm running a little competition at the moment on Facebook, so you'd need to connect with my page. And we're asking people to nominate somebody that they think will be deserving of a email reading. And everybody will be put into a draw, and it's going to be drawn on the 28th. Which I can't tell you what day that is, because I don't even know what day we're on today. But anyway, it's on the 28th of August, and it will just be randomly checked. So if there's somebody out there that you'd really like to nominate, and maybe could do with a little message from Spirit and would like an email reading, then nominate them, and you can do that via my Facebook page. Okay, I was having a conversation with Shannon today, who does my marketing, bless her. And it's Sunday. Thank you, the 28th. I've just been told 28th is Sunday. Perfect. So you've got up until Sunday to nominate somebody who you think, maybe they've been going through a difficult time. Maybe they've lost somebody. Maybe just need a little bit of direction and a little bit of comfort. You can nominate them, and it's a completely free draw. And we will draw somebody out, and they will get a free reading. I was having a conversation with Shannon today, and bless her, and she was telling me a funny story about a candle. And I said to her, well, you know what? I never talk about it on the show, but actually on my Awakening Your Psychic Abilities course, I actually teach about candles. So I thought I'd do a little bit about it today, because people think it's all hocus pocus and, it's into black magic when you work with candles, but not at all. Because I always say to the class, everybody has worked with candles, and they all look a bit blank and they go, no, I don't think I have in my life. I don't think I have. So I said, no, you've never had a birthday cake, never blown out a candle and made a wish. And then they go, yeah. So everybody everybody that I know anyway, that has worked with candles without realizing it. So when you make that wish when you're younger, you're asked to sort of think of something that you would like. Don't tell anybody. You close your eyes, blow the candle out, and the wish would go through. And actually, that's no different to working with candles. However, different candles are used to attract different things. So this is where almost the law of attraction crosses over with candles as well, because basically when you're wishing for positivity, whether it be money coming into your life, a new person in a love situation, maybe it's a new home, a new job. There are different candles that can be used for different things that you would like. And there are ways to do the ritual, but it's always done in a really positive way, which actually lines up with hypnotherapy very, very well as well. Because in hypnotherapy, when you're reprogramming the subconscious, it's always done in a positive way, because your subconscious won't accept a negative command. So even if it was something that we needed to change, we have to do it in a positive way, because your subconscious won't accept it. So all these things cross over without us necessarily realizing it. But candles are a fun way to attract and also detract. You can detract from negativity that's been around your life. But again, you must do it in a positive way. So what we're not doing is putting a spell on somebody and wishing that they drop dead or whatever it might be. That's not what we do. It may just be that if you're wanting somebody out of your life, that you use the correct candle and the correct procedure, but you say it in a way that, I wish them no harm, but I'd really just like them to be removed from my energy circle at this time. In which way, it's just a very positive way of saying, that they can just move on to other energies. And so everything is always done in a positive way. But it's very interesting, even for people that are looking to have children. You know, there is a fertility candle, and it really is just like putting it out to the universe. And it's like the law of attraction, but with additional power, if you like. So it's about you believing as well. It's not just hoping that you're going to get a new job. It's believing that the universe can provide this for us. And you can be as specific as you like when you're looking for a job, because it might be that you need it in a particular town, um, um, close to wherever you live, or it might be where somebody else lives. It might be that, you know, your mother's ill and you've got to move a couple of states down the road, or a couple of states away, in which case you want to then manifest a job that you can maybe work around your mum, looking after your mum, and maybe a job as well. So whatever it is, there are candles that can be used, and it's a fun way of attracting some other things into your life. So what you can learn out obviously much more about this on my Awakenings Your Psychic Abilities course. I'm actually running a face-to-face one on the 24th of February. I forget all the dates, you know, of September. And that's available on my website as well. But it's not the only thing we do. We do work with, we go through the basics of spirit. We work with, we learn about grounding, protection. We learn about meditation, how to meditate properly, which chakras to use, and about the 7 main chakras, and which ones we use when we're working spiritually. We learn about energy, generally speaking. We learn about working with candles, but we also learn about working with pendulums. And also just knowing at the end of it how to open up to spirit, how to close down from spirit, equally as important, if not more important. How to protect ourselves as well. And we do a little bit on spirit guides as well, how to bring our spirit guides in, how we can get closer to our spirit guides, and what different forms that spirit guides can come in, because it could be somebody that we know from the past, but it could equally be an angel, it could be an animal even that comes forward. So, you know, the world is kind of open to different, and I believe different spirit guides come through at different times, depending on what's needed for us at that particular time in our life. So, so we cover all of that on the Awakening, as well as working with candles, which is always a bit of fun. And I just want to give a shout out to Shannon. I don't know if she's listening tonight, but if she is, it's her that gave me the idea to even talk about candles. And I have to say, your story was very funny, but I'm not going to share it with everybody because that wouldn't be fair. So I've had a very interesting time in the last week on a work level. I've got some exciting things going on in the background, which I hadn't really planned for, but you know, that's life. And it's always nice to have opportunities and things that sometimes come your way that you didn't expect. And that's just, again, remaining open to the universe. It's a lot of doom and gloom here in the UK at the moment. Everything's about the energy crisis and how much things are going to cost. So when we have a little bit of good news, whether it be on a personal level, business level, or any other level, it's always good to take the good news, because they're surrounded by some negative, there's a lot of negativity going on at the moment. So try to stay positive, because I know it's tough out there for everybody at the moment. Right, I think I have some callers. I have Amber from Iowa in the USA.
Yep.
Yeah? Hello, Amber, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. How can I help you today?
Not really. I was hoping, I guess, I lost my dad back in January, and just been kind of struggling with that lately.
Okay, so was you hoping to hear from Dad, or was it just, I say just, gosh, not just anything, but what I'm trying to say is, was it that you were hoping to hear from your dad?
Yes.
Okay. I'm right in saying that your father was ill before he passed?
Yes.
Can you tell me? I don't know if he had a cancer, but there's certainly a lung or chest issue going on here, and I'm getting very drained of energy. What did he pass with?
He passed from respiratory failure.
Yeah. So this is why I'm getting, but literally it's like the energy's going from me. Was he actually in hospital? Because I see a bed.
Yes, he was in the hospital.
Yeah, I thought he was. Okay, that's fine. Because he was showing me the bed. Um, Now, I think your father was quite a strong character when he was okay. You understand? Because he
Yes.
said, I was a tough cookie, is the words he uses to me. Um, so I felt that, and he does say that I think he fought until the end. But for me, love, there was more than one thing going on here. So it's almost as if, I don't know if his body was shutting down, but there was various two or three things going on with his body, which may have caused the respiratory failure, if you can get my meaning.
Yes.
Okay. What he does say though, he's absolutely fine. I have to say, he fought right to the end though. This is not a man that gave up very easy during his passing. Was you there with him, Amber?
Yeah, I was the only one that was with him.
Yeah, because this man did not give up easily at all.
No.
He fought right to the end. Your father was actually quite frightened to pass. And what he does tell me is he hadn't always been a good guy. I'm trying to put this right. He felt like he could have done things differently for some people out there.
Hmm.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Can you tell me, did he have an alcohol issue, or why is he talking about alcohol to me?
My mom is an alcoholic, and they divorced because of it.
Okay, all right. Okay, that makes sense. And your mum is still here, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I felt that your father, though, was tough on your mum. It was a tough, I don't know, he just keeps going, it was tough. So I felt as if your mum, um, I mean, everybody's an alcoholic for some reason, but I felt as if he could have been a little bit more understanding. I just felt that your dad was quite impatient with her. He wished he could have been a little bit more gentle with her. I felt like he'd like to say to her, I could have done things a little bit differently. I don't think he knew how to handle her at all.
Yeah.
But he does regret that he was as tough with her. I hope you can take these messages, Amber, because you would understand your dad better than I will. But I felt that he wanted to do the right thing by you and others. Excuse me, I need to get a drink of water. Sorry. I felt that he wanted to do things right by you. Can I ask you, you lived with dad, yes?
Yes. He lived with me.
Because it's like he picked you up and took you to live with him. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yep.
Like he wouldn't let you stay with your mum.
No.
And he tells me he did that for all the right reasons. And there's three people he shows me. Have you got a brother and a sister, or was there, excuse me,
A brother and a sister, yes.
with your dad, yes?
Yes.
Fine. That's what I got, was the three of you. And your dad worked his fingers to the bone. My ear things dropped out. He said he worked his fingers to the bone for all of you. And he felt like, I'm so sorry, that he tried to do the right thing by everybody. But with that, he felt he alienated. I think maybe your brother or your sister, there was some certain conflicts along the way. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
So, but your dad just keeps saying to me, but it came from a place of I was doing what I thought was best in my heart. I was trying to do the right thing. However, he realizes maybe the approach he took with maybe your brother or your sister or both of them, I'm really not sure, Amber, but he does say that it wasn't the correct approach. But he only sees that now.
Yeah, he was. I would think that it was with my sister. They just weren't. They just never really had a close relationship.
But he would have liked that. He would have loved it. But I do think
Yes,
your sister is like your mother.
very.
So the problem we have is that Dad was like, "Oh my goodness, it's like looking at your mother again with whatever was going on." And where your mother had worn your dad out, for want of a better way of putting it, I think to be reconnected with your sister again probably wasn't the best thing for your dad. Do you understand? But
Yes,
please understand, he loves her. This is a
yes,
nice. I quite like your dad, but I tell you what, he had a really tough life, Amber. He had a tough life.
very.
And he shows me. I went out with the crack of dawn, and I come back when it was dark. So he worked
Yep.
extremely hard to try and provide for his family. He felt your sister was an ungrateful little madam when she was younger.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Yeah. Oh, what an ungrateful, he says, I've been out there, done that. And I do think that your dad tried to give you everything. It might not have been the most expensive, but your dad tried to get you everything. So if he had to get it secondhand, or somebody gave it to you and he did it up, you get what I'm saying? But he tried to get you
Absolutely.
everything everything that you want.
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm doing up old toys almost, or old things that we might need, because he couldn't always afford new. But there was no way you weren't going to have it. He would always do his best there. I will say that you were definitely his girl. And that's no disrespect to your sister, but I felt that you really stood by him and understood him. And what he does say as well, that in latter years, you're an absolute angel to him. I'm going to say the last 4 or 5 years. Have I lost you, Amber?
Yeah.
Are you okay,
No, I'm
lovey?
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand that message?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Are you all right?
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'm
so your
okay.
dad is absolutely fine. What I can tell you is he's got a great spot in spirit. So that means he's sitting very comfortably for all his hard work. And I don't think your dad got paid back this side of life in a lot of ways, but I certainly think he's sitting very comfortable in spirit, and he's got a good life now, and he gives me the thumbs up. So I have no idea what spirit's like any more than anybody else. But I do think that we can either have an uncomfortable time in spirit if we've been quite challenging with people, or we can have quite a good place in spirit. And I think your dad's got the best seat in the house. So, or certainly one of the best seats in the house. So I will certainly say he was okay. Can I just ask you, your dad got cremated, am I right?
Yes, he did.
What are you doing with his ashes? Because he's laughing. I feel like we're not sure if we're going to take them here, or we're going to take them there, or what we're going to do with them. So he says it's like I've been around the world and back again, and I've not been anywhere. So
Yeah.
have you figured out what you're doing?
My husband wanted to split them between me and my sister.
Right.
So he bought her an urn, and she has half of his ashes, and then we put more of his ashes in necklaces for all of our kids, because he just loved his grandchildren, and his grandchildren loved him.
Yeah.
So we gave them little necklaces with ashes, and he always wanted to see the ocean, so I took him to Florida with me.
Right. Okay. That's an interesting thing, because can I ask you, did anybody have blue? Did anybody change to sort of like blue ashes? Because he kept showing me blue before you mentioned the ocean, and I feel like it's something to do with the ashes. Some of his ashes are blue.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Somebody's done something blue in the ashes. You can validate that with your sister or one of the little ones. But look, your dad thinks this is quite funny. He's got a great sense of humor. And he said, "Oh my goodness, I'm here, I'm there. Sorry, I've lost, that's the second time I've lost my ear. Not my ear, but my ear thing." So he does laugh all the time. And what he does say is that, as long as everybody's happy, he doesn't mind. So are you actually scattering the rest at the ocean?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you actually scattering the rest of his ashes at the ocean?
No, I just
Okay.
took I just took the necklace of some of his ashes with me to the ocean.
To the ocean. Okay, all right. Because I felt like he was standing on the edge of a cliff, and I wasn't sure if that's what he was trying to symbolize about it, but I knew it was something to do with the ocean and the ashes. So he just acknowledges that. But your dad is laughing and laughing because this whole procedure of, I don't know whether it's spooning it out or whatever we've been doing, um, he thinks it's hilarious. He said it's been like making a cake, it's one spoon of this and one spoon of that. And he just finds it hilarious. But as long as everybody's happy, that's his total aim on everything. Yeah. Is there anything you want me to ask him, Amber? I can try for you, but I can tell you he is very, very comfortable, delighted to be out of pain. And can I ask you, did you have to switch a machine off or something in the end? Or was there... I felt like somebody...
He was on dialysis, and because his kidney shut down, so he's retaining fluids, so he was on dialysis, and they had to stop in the middle of dialysis because his blood pressure just dropped tremendously, and they just told me that there was nothing else they could do.
No, and that's what he was showing me, because I felt as if a machine was switched off in some shape or form is what he was giving me. Is there a John or a Joe connection to you? Or him?
I have a friend named Joe.
Okay. Do you know if her mum has been either unwell or is in spirit or something like this, or was unwell? Yeah.
Not that I'm aware, no. Joe.
Okay, let me just leave that with you, because your dad is saying there's a mother figure with him, and I wanted to say the name Joe, and it's just a way of saying he's met up with her. So if it's not your friend, there's got to be a connection there somewhere, because it's important. Your dad wants to share this moment to let your friend know, or this Joe know, that they're okay. All right.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you. Welcome to Lesley's crazy world, because they all just jump on the back when they're having fun. But anyway, your dad is absolutely fine. Was there anything you wanted me to ask him before we close, Amber?
No, I just wanted to make sure he was okay.
He's fine, and he's got the most terrific sense of humour, and he's absolutely having a ball, and he sends lots of love to everybody. Can you tell me, is there 6 of you? 6 people? 6 people.
We have 9 kids, and then it's me and my husband. We had our son 1 week before my dad passed.
I'm just the thing about the 6. I don't know what that means. Either the 6th of the month could be the 6th of the month. I thought he was talking about 6 people, but I'm going to leave that with you, Amber, because I don't quite know what he said. You should understand. I don't know if you'll understand. Let me leave it with you. But anyway, he just sends his love to everybody else. You had a son, you said, just as your dad died?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
You had a son just before your father passed? Yes. It was like Spirit's way of gifting you. This boy is going to be very much like your dad. Very much like your dad. As he grows up, he will be the image of your dad. Okay, I'll leave that with you, lovey. All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All the best. I don't know if I have another call or what we're doing now, because I've probably prattled on a bit too long with that last caller. Have I got a call, Dave? Number 2. Okay. All right. Sorry, I might have gone on a bit too long with the other caller, so it's just me. And so anyway, so let's recap. So that was a lovely message for Amber, who had lost her father. He was a lovely man, I can tell you, and I have to say, I've just got this image of him keep laughing. So he thought this was quite hilarious with the ashes. And you know what? You can have such fun with Spirit as well, because it isn't all miserable. When they get to the other side and they've been in pain or they've been unwell, it's always quite a relief. I'm pretty sure for them. It's just so much harder for the people here, because they don't want their loved ones to go. So, I'm sure these people that all passed that have been in pain are actually quite delighted to get to the other end, but they don't like to see us upset and in pain in a different way after they've passed. So I'm just going to wish you all a really lovely week. I hope I've got 2 minutes to go, so I'm hoping that you've got a fun weekend sorted out. We are all off on Monday in the UK, so it's the August summer holiday break. So we've all got a lovely weekend. So lots of people will be going away. But I will be getting together with my family. I think we're going to have a barbecue. Not sure where it's happening yet, but it's always happening in somebody's house, and seeing some lovely friends as well. But I wish you all a lovely week. And of course, I'll see you next Tuesday. But in the meantime, if you want to enter that competition, please go and visit my Facebook page, put on who you'd like to receive a little email reading for, and put them in the draw before Sunday. And I look forward to speaking to you all again next Tuesday. And in the meantime, enjoy yourself. Bye for now.